About 20 years ago, this had about 1,000.
If I could just clarify, so 10 megatons of aluminum dumped into the atmosphere would have no human health impact.
So let me be more careful here. We're separating out the toxicological, so the aluminum we've only begun to research and publish nothing.
This is a very delicate moment for the powers that be, because they're taking a covered-up operation like the tropospheric aerosol program, or Chemtrails, Project Icarus, whatever. It's had many names over the years. And they're making it overt into a geoengineering scientific shield to deflect sunlight, because global warming is out of hand.
I'm a substitute teacher, and so I get to work with a lot of kids. I get to see a lot of kids in this county. And what I noticed in the last 2-3 years I've been working with the kids is that our kids, majority of them have upper respiratory problems. I'd say 2/3 to 3/4 of the kids are hacking and coughing most of the school year. I've spoken with teachers who told me, I've brought this attention to them, have you seen these skies, all your life? Some of them have lived up here all their lives, and they say that, yeah, their skies look different from when they grew up, because it's a lot of times covered in this white milky haze. But they also have told me that they notice the kids, that the attention deficit, the attention span of the kids, it's their lives as teachers have become so much more difficult.
Mm-hmm. And again, many times at night as the sun starts to set and there's huge banks of this aircraft disbursement, it literally looks like there's forest fires burning across the mountains, because it's a very dirty color. It's not a white cloud or a natural sunset by any means. It looks like there's some sort of massive industrial activity or forest fires burning over there, and we see that typically every night.
When you get 50 fish and maybe only 1 or 2 got a bug inside them, normally the trout stomachs are crammed with food.
There was mason jars, and they were brand new, sterilized, and that's what we catch the rain in.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a HEPA filter that we tested the air with.
Okay, so you caught rain and then you basically filtered air.
Mm-hmm.
What did you find?
Aluminum and barium.
We haven't done anything serious on aluminum, and so there could be something terrible that we'll find tomorrow we haven't looked at.
You may remember the 8,000 dry lightning strikes that occurred in June of 2008.
Yes.
You may remember that. Again, my background, I've done lightning suppression work for Bechtel Power, and I've done worked in some of the first solar plants in the continental U.S. Atmospheric conductivity in the lower 48, I have read a couple articles that's been measured at 4 times its historical conductivity. More atmospheric conductivity would logically mean more lightning. The strikes that we had that day, I spoke to dozens of 30, 40-year veteran firefighters, and they've never seen anything like it. Atmospherically, they've never seen anything like it. And our skies were literally covered with aircraft trails the day that happened. But if you have a more conductive atmosphere, you're going to get more lightning.
Whether people believe in chemtrails or not, the geoengineering should be scary enough. And when people learn about geoengineering, chemtrails will then become apparent, because they're the same.
This is from a snow surface at Mount Shasta.
Mm-hmm.
61,100 micrograms per liter of aluminum. This is just ordinary snow water. Mm-hmm. And people are drinking this stuff when they're hiking on the mountain. And remember, government action is required at 1,000. This is 61 times over the government limit, and our hikers are drinking this poisonous water on Mount Shasta Mountain itself. Strontium, 383. Barium and strontium will take away from your bone structure, make for weak bone structure. The aluminum, though, that's scary. What is it? Alzheimer's, autism, gosh knows what that's doing.
A number of other things, neurological.
We speak of these tests that contain massive amounts of heavy metals. Often, the first response from people is, well, they're migrating from China. The California Air Quality Resources Board did a study on the aerosols from China, and metals were not amongst those aerosols. Again, the geoengineering patents specifically describe a polymer fiber to keep those metallic particles aloft a little bit longer. So again, if you have one of the most stringent air quality boards on the planet stating that these aerosols are not migrating from there, they weren't there 5 years ago, they're there in lethal quantities now, where are they coming from? Is that where they're coming from? You know, these aircraft you see laying these trails down, again, all I can say for sure is that the metals we're seeing match the patents exactly, and the patents match what we see above us exactly in scope of creating artificial clouds. So we can only conclude this is the source of these metals.
Maybe 6.8 if you look at the darkest little portions in there. But this is black oak leaf. This is black oak acorns. This should be very acid, and I'm getting 10 times higher than expected. There's something really wrong here.
Amphibians, great decline. Used to sound like the Ozarks here with the tree frogs, and there's a small fraction of what there was here in only 4 years.
So there's something very wrong going on with the ecology around here. When you should be getting 5.5 and you're getting 6.8, there's something damned wrong.
It's not just activists anymore. Now the scientific community that has their head on straight is speaking out.
I would be willing to more or less kill 18 Mississippians to save 1,800 New Orleanians.
Thank you. And as you can see, pretty shocking information. And again, I'm going to talk. The aluminum was the big story, and we broke the aluminum after the AAAS meeting. Now we're banned from reporting. Any open and transparent reporting is banned and has been banned from geoengineering groups. Our film, although honestly I believe it's a much deeper subject than what geoengineers have proposed, we're reaching out to the mainstream public, and I think it's a very effective message because we have the patents, we have them on film, and we have the results. It's very simple. Now, since we've been doing this, we've come under attack by those who appear to be protecting both the political and monetary interests with this subject. People are dying from this. People will try and get you not to question this. They will talk about chemtrails. They will challenge where this aluminum is coming from. They will do whatever they can. This is a multi-billion-dollar, if not trillion-dollar operation. Our message is very simple. We encourage you to look into this more, and we want you to do rain tests. We want you to do snow tests. There is a major force out there that is going to try and convince you not to do that. I think your kids, your family, and the future of the planet is dependent on it. So do not be deceived by those who are protecting monetary and political interests, because they are out there, they come and they attack me at every time. This is your life and your family's life that we're talking about. So we definitely do want to talk about healthy questions, but yeah, there's a major force trying to protect these things. And, you know, when people do wake up about this, the impact that we will have will be immense, because very few people are awakened to this, and they're trying their damn hardest to keep this undercover. But I'm telling you what, the truth is coming out. They're speaking, and the evidence is here. There's a mountain of evidence which points towards the current deployment of these programs. I didn't mention, when I was at the geoengineering meeting, I did ask David Keith, I said, we were witnessing the white lines in the sky about 4 or 5 days a week in LA, and of course he said, these programs have not been deployed. There's no way they've been deployed. You're only seeing contrails. Well, the evidence certainly suggests quite the contrary. What I would like to do, because I think it's real important for dialogue, I would like to open this up for any questions. Now, I'm certainly not an expert, but I have learned a little bit along the way, and I'll answer the questions as best that I can. Yes?
My name is Carlos. I'm representing reaction program. I've been doing research myself, including chemtrails. I've come across some scary information about these antennas that many people, as me, think they're